mistakes. well. Looks like we're working something up. Only one thing for it. Sweet dreams. Ultima may have agreed he doesn't make us who we can do that. He would have us fight for our survival. So be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would new world being naught but a means to so we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that we can be certain. And should he fail, what world awaits us? Withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken as long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take centuries of suffering. And that is when plays their part. But it will happen. It does. It will be on our terms. That is the...
Indeed. What better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
It's a good thing I have wings.
I barely stand, let alone if only the Founder knows what horrors await in those certain about this.
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. But only what you must. Yes, I'm still your swan sheep.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against... But not have you succumb to fatigue. Ifrit mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you, is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their...
Then mine will have to be strong. That you both might save your strength for the battle.
You don't have to do that.
You do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I? But regret. My life ended in the fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with as much to answer.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is...
He speaks that and he knows he's not coming back, has come to terms with...
That doesn't mean that we have to. Does it, Clive?
Talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Come to wish on a star.
It might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or...
I could pray to Metia for you, but you'll be all right. You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Now make sure I haven't... What is it this time?
Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong?
I've received word from Cyril have found Father's will is in the crypt beneath Rosalithka after Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials. The Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the... And in the process...
Has anything survived down there?
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience, been meaning to...
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Clive, my paw, it informs me that we owe you a few to get...
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too... a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is...
From what little I...
I suppose I... But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little... It seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without, we must move quickly.
But where do we...
The challenges that face us are many. In my estimation, the realms you've seen firsthand, man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to... us is unity. In short, if Storm does not stand...
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, storing order among... Sadly, I'd to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the head. He was. Until an Akashic army tore through his and as luck.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to... has always been a frustratingly rigid about... I extolled your many virtues as best I could. Adamant, you don't mind, do you, Mother?
What? As long as chaos reigns, we will... Marshal wishes to speak with me in person.
That's the...
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you...
It is already in the Dalmek...
Excellent.
No. Thank you.
Come on. Run like the wind. It looks like we found him. So she can finish her prototype. Mid? Tell me that...
Ah, you make it sound like I asked you to save the world.
Tell me this is all...
It's most of what I need. You left, I went over the kind. Here's that smaller a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a full.
Wait, the children. The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live? His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger. We've been watching you from a distance.
Subtle. I know who you...
Not waste time on introduction. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to you.
Your care? I mean to burn it? Or...
That is not my deal. But by one means or another, it's...
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an... Very well. The book can...
Let's see, shall...
Impressive, but we have other means.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and... Would you say that this interpret...
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp for... There is no correct that a series of events took place may be proved beyond and be no... It is a question of numbers. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason.
So you're trying to control...
Trying to protect people from knowledge that would bring them naught, but that is all. You may keep the book. The world is small. Until then.
Wait! Damn it. Let's give this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what... Vivian, I found it.
You... Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure. I feared the executors had seized
I met with one of these, and I convinced him to me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe...
It does. But it also means that the truth is not that those who wish to change it can convince enough people, as the sad history of the bearers prove.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
Author, she was a heretic. Those stood ready for her in every corner. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned too, have always felt somehow set up. She taught me that my solitude was need to the truth.
Do you still feel that?
Not entirely sure. The result of studying mankind from... The more I study, the more I find value. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to remember, Clive, people believe, give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth.
I'll try, Vivian.
scared.
Come on. That can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you!
Allow me.
I need your...
Please, Field Marshal.
This won't take long.
Men,
Longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, are either of you injured?
no, my lord. You arrived.
Traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers, but I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so... It's a fucking Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord, Mark. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message. I plan to right the realm. And
Have you answered one question? What do you...
deny that I might benefit from further chaos, that I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made, I know I made them for the so and told how when it should have been our decision. In order to take it, we must stand to...
Not the words I expected from an out. You are no ordinary out. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. Start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can... Not the only ones. We doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. The two require a different kind of... We will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn...
I'm flattered. I've other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator.
And would he happen to be...
Of a different kind.
Can't be true. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through.
Your lord uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I can barely convince my brother to take my Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Here, take a look at my wares.
Your Grace, my lord.
Cyril,
You found... Yes. If you would do us the honor, my lord. Late Archduke penned this missive
the day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of? His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer, the complete emancipation. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. Archduke Elwyn saw this as the...
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, nor would he have entrusted his vision to his those who would have stood with you, shielded you from them.
It's a pity only they...
'Tis true that those most loyal to your but one at least remains.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she, after all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor, extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with...
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we manage then?
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
My lord. of House Rosfield, loyal sir.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more. It is found in the bellies of Elder Griffin. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake.
A certain specimen?
In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield.
What say you, Joshua?
What else? Titan's Wake is to the south of you.
There it is. For House Rosfield.
expect Lady Goditha will know.
Thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And a Heartstone claimed.
Yes. Thank you, my lord. Your Grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are prey. Take them. The Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. And the graven vines encircling the stone
It's a message. Enemies who would thwart it with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as phoenix and shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
There is something I don't quite understand. That after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures, even if the armbands were incomplete. So, how were you able to keep them?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. To me of his intentions for the bands, had for both of you. And his hopes, Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewellery be sent away from the... Warn your father, but it was... When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was...
You did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what continued, until Lord Cyril appears. Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goditha.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
The bands suit you well. Gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you.
And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received his blood.
I suppose it would be churlish. What do you say?
We should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is in Jasby. Since the day we recovered it from Phoenix, I presume is a part of you, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your...
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive.
Here to help me? Thanks, but I'll be traveling light.
You're really going to go through with...
I am. But before I go...
If it's within my...
It's the children. And if I leave them here, there's only one place where they are certain to be safe and provided for and...
Of course, children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive.
Lubor, are you still...
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. The encampment was completely submerged, and the last one of the bastards has turned. And they're headed this way.
Bandits are quite another. The town guard won't... We need to evacuate. The men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. Well...
Yes, my lord.
Stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
Convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
Akashic?
Have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always...
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been Akashic now. And they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation.
And who was it who gave you this disturbing news?
Spreading the same poison out in the square, I believe his lies, my lord. But
why would he...
Some twisted it. If he had not been unmasked, he may... A great honor for one of his... One, he might well feel a...
Lubor cannot be trusted.
You may not trust me. But for this, if there is any chance that this is...
There isn't. You can be... Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
Let's speak to Lord.
You lied about being one of us, and you're lying now.
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about They convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard calmly have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking for you ever—
Victor.
I couldn't abandon a friend and Lubor is in need.
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. Eat. They don't sleep. They don't... They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. Believe me. If you do not run, you will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Bearer?
Out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yours. You should run!
Run, Bearer!
Yeah, just go, Bearer!
Yeah.
Lubor.
Wait, someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurt! What did Lubor ever do to your stupid problems? And he keeps all of There's nothing he wouldn't do for this. Who made that cleaver you use every day?
About your counting table, Natalie. Who fixed that?
Explain that the ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base. Reports are correct.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate, and with the bandits we at least... Dalamil will have the bitterest... The town guard will muster at the north. Will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size, and as soon as it
Very...
I would make...
A little less. Everyone's ready. I better not keep them waiting. Good girl.
Good. Any man sighting an Akashic is to raise the alarm.
Straight home now. We're not gonna outrun this one. Stay close, Torwald.
should have picked on someone your own size. We can't leave a single one alive. Is disbanded. I should get back to Dalimil and see how the other...
All the Akashic we were able... Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps. Lubo, sit, Clive! What?
It's done.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, behold.
Lubo.
Fear not, you are of course relieved. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them...
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found.
No need to ride from here.
None. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are... If Chadwick was being held here...
Don't give up hope just yet. But let me check the ground floor.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer. And she sounds close. There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone?
Some of the guards. They're still... Everyone else...
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming.
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must... What?
He fought the monster. He must have sent you. Where is he?
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monsters...
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep...
All right.